Hello, folks! Welcome to the L Talk. Here's Paradise, and I'm super glad you're here. This is the place where we're not just learning English, we're doing something bigger, like building fluency, confidence, and becoming the best version of our English speaking self. So, whether you're just starting out or you've been at this for a while, my goal is something simple to help you feel comfortable speaking English and more learning in a fun way. Just no boring lectures, no boring classrooms, no pressure. Just us learning, laughing, and growing. One word, one phrase, one conversation at a time. And hey, this isn't just my channel, it's your space too. So if you ever have questions or ideas or comments, don't hesitate to drop a comment below for me. Oh, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't forget or miss any future video. And if you think that you need subtitles, just you can click on that little button down here and you're good to go. So, all right. Let's get started and unlock that confident English voice you've got inside. Ready? Let's do this. Learning English effectively, it is like finding the right key to open a treasure chest. It's not about trying every key in the box clearly, but about knowing which ones actually work. Many people literally waste time with random methods, but in this video, I'll show you the precise techniques to study English smarter, faster, and more enjoyable. We're not just talking about grammar drills or memorizing endless words. I'm talking about something innovative, detailed, and practical strategies that will change the way you study English forever. Ready? Let's unlock that treasure chest together. Part 1. The brain-friendly study. Part 1. 1, 2, 3. Brain-friendly study system. But what does that mean exactly? This method involves quizzing yourself instead of just passively rereading notes and highlighting text. The more you force your brain to retrieve information, the stronger the neural pathways become. So, how does that work? Let me give you an example. So, for example, if you're learning new vocabulary, don't just read the words. Reread the words. Write the English word on one side of the flashcard and the translation on the other, and quiz yourself regularly. In this way, you are asking yourself questions like, for example, how do I say excited in English? You think about it, and just instead of passively reading the answer, you are working it out. And this method works because it is like mimicking real life scenarios where you just need to recall words spontaneously, like in conversations. You think about it, you say, what was that? And you try to remember it. And it would be a great thing if you try to just make sentences with it. Instead of cramming all at once, review material at increasing intervals. So, for example, apps like Anki automate this process for you. It will definitely help you fit this plan into your daily basis. So, let me give you an example. For example, learn 10 new words today, review them tomorrow, and then review again in 3 days if you want to do it manually. But applications like the one that I mentioned can remind you when it's time to revisit old vocabularies, and they kind of work it out themselves. And they ensure that you don't forget what you've just learned. It definitely works. You know why? Because it's kind of spaced repetition system. It will strengthen long-term memory, and it makes it perfect for mastering tricky English grammar and vocabulary. I call it myself self-talk therapy. Why is that? Because you narrate your day in English for yourself or maybe somebody else to practice forming sentences in a real world, naturally. So start with simple actions. For example, now I'm talking. Or in the morning, I'm making coffee. So, for example, you see the sky is blue and say, the weather looks great today. This way, gradually, you can move to more complex thoughts, like, for example, reflecting on your goals or sharing opinions or your plans for the day. So, let me give you an example. For example, during the day while you are cooking, you can say, I'm cutting vegetables. So, for example, imagine a knife in your hand. You say, this knife is sharp. I should be careful. You see, you're talking to yourself in a simple way, but still, you're talking. And at the end of the day, you can say, today was productive. I finished my project and even learned 5 new words. This way works. You know why? Because talking to yourself builds confidence and fluency without the fear of judgment. And the more you practice, the better you'll get in this thing. Listen to native speakers. It can be movies, podcasts, YouTube, music, anything. And just repeat what they say immediately. Mimic their pronunciation, their intonation, their rhythm, everything. Just try to mimic what they say. So for example, imagine you are watching a clip from a TED Talk. You just listen to it, pause after each sentence, and try to repeat exactly how the speaker says that specific sentence. Keep everything the same. And at the same time, there are some applications like Speechling or the same YouTube videos with subtitles that are great for doing this technique actually. So shadowing is really simple. It helps you internalize the rhythm of English, and at the same time, it improves your pronunciation naturally in a real term. Change your phone, laptop, and applications language to English. Use English search engines like Google and try to interact with English language interfaces on a daily basis. So, for example, instead of searching mejor restaurante en Madrid, search best restaurants in Madrid. In this way, you are searching the things that you are searching for on a daily basis, and it's a great practice. And set reminders and alarms in English. So, for example, imagine you have a meeting with John at 3 p.m., just write it in English. It works because every small interaction with English builds your familiarity with the language without extra effort, or at least it's the least effort. And at the same time, you have to make it fun for yourself. Replace your fun activities with English content. So, for example, if you love movies, watch them in English. If you love reading, start with English blogs or comics or anything that has English material. So, if I want to give an example for a daily thing, you can start watching Netflix shows like Friends or Stranger Things or any other movie or series in English. You can just begin with subtitles in your native language and then switch it to English subtitles after a week, and eventually you can do it without any subtitle, and at the same time you know the plot, you understand the story. And listen to audiobooks or podcasts on topics you enjoy, such as anything comedy, business, life, psychology, lifestyle, anything. And again, it works. You know why? Because when you make learning a fun thing, it doesn't feel like doing a hard thing or having a hard time or working. Plus, you'll pick up real word expressions that you won't find them in textbook, and it will help you with your slang and speaking fluently. Active listening, but what is active listening? Active listening means paying close attention to what you hear and engaging with it. So if I want to give you an example on a daily basis, it would be like this. So imagine while you're listening to a podcast, you pause it and repeat key phrases. So ask yourself, what does this word mean? Or how can I use it in a sentence for myself in my daily life? Use subtitles when you are watching shows. Turn them off during the second time actually that you're challenging your listening skills. And again, it works. You know why? Because it improves your comprehension skills, and at the same time, it helps you connect sounds to their meanings. And in this way, you are learning things and you are improving your conversation and improving your listening skills. Don't just skim over text. Try to break them down. Look for new words, note for expressions and slangs, and try to analyze the sentence structures into that context. So, for example, when you see these kind of new and difficult and unfamiliar words in the text, highlight them in the article and try to look them up. Then try using them in your own sentences. It will help you internalize it, and it will definitely help you understand the meaning and definition and the role of that word in the context. And it's easy. The answer that why is this method good is easy because it builds your vocabulary and deepens your understanding of how English is really used in the context. You can also use AI-powered applications like ChatGPT or any other apps to practice casual conversations, to ask for grammar explanations, or even write short stories together. It will help you with correcting the text, with making the sentences and expanding it. So, for example, you can ask ChatGPT, can you teach me the difference between, for example, affect and effect? And you can practice pronunciation with it, with the AI. And at the same time, it can provide feedback on your pronunciation, on how you can improve it. It will definitely give you instant, judgment-free feedbacks, which will help you make practice stress-free, and it's fun at the same time. You can also join online communities, so for example, social media groups or language exchange platforms to interact with real people. There are tons of applications down there. You know them, some of them you know, some of them you can find them just by searching them on the Google. You can find a language partner in each of them who wants to learn your native language. You can teach them your native language and let them teach you English. That would be a fair exchange. It works. It works because it combines real-world practice with cultural exchange, and it will help you with your confidence and fluency, and at the same time, again, it's fun. You are meeting new people. So here's your challenge. Pick one method from this video and try it consistently for at least a week. Whether it's shadowing, self-talk, or diving into English entertainment, the key is to make it part of your daily routine. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And let me know in the comments, what's your biggest challenge when it comes to learn English? Remember, learning English isn't just a task, it's an adventure. See you next time!